जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमद His Divine Grace भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी शील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमद His Divine Grace भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी महाराज शील प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा मैया यमुना मैया की जय। भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। सामवेद गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। पतित पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। श्री श्री रुक्मिणी द्वारकाधीश की जय। श्री श्री रुक्मिणी द्वारकानाथ की जय। श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय। श्री श्री गौनिताय की जय। शील प्रभुपाद की जय। शील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जायामुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतेरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिके। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 5, Text 37. Purushasya mukham brahma kshatrametasya bahavaha urvorvaishyo bhagavataha padbhyam shudro vyajayata. Purushasya mukham brahma kshatrametasya bahavaha urvorvaishyo bhagavataha padbhyam shudro vyajayata. Purushasya mukham brahma kshatrametasya bahavaha urvorvaishyo bhagavataha padbhyam shudro vyajayata. Purushasya mukham brahma kshatrametasya bahavaha urvorvaishyo bhagavataha padbhyam shudro vyajayataha. Purushasya mukham brahma kshatrametasya bahavaha वैश्यो भगवतः पद्भ्यां शूद्रो विजायत पुरुषस्य मुखं ब्रह्म क्षत्रमेतस्य बाहवः पूर्वोर्वैश्यो भगवतः पद्भ्यां शूद्रो विजायत पुरुषस्य मुखं ब्रह्म बाहवः पूर्वोर्वैश्यो भगवतः पद्भ्यां शूद्रो विजायत पुरुषस्य मुखं ब्रह्म क्षत्रमेतस्य बाहवः पूर्वोर्वैश्यो भगवतः पद्भ्यां शूद्रो व्यजायत पुरुषस्य मुखं ब्रह्म क्षत्रमेतस्य बाहवः पूर्वोर्वैश्यो भगवतः पद्भ्यां शूद्रो व्यजायत माताजी पुरुषस्य मुखं ब्रह्म क्षत्रमेतस्य बाहवः पूर्वोर्वैश्यो भगवतः पद्भ्यां शूद्रो व्यजायत पुरुषस्य मुखं ब्रह्म क्षत्रम् एतस्य बाहवः पूर्वोर्वैश्योर्भगवतः पद्भ्यां शूद्रो विजायत पुरुषस्य मुखं ब्रह्म क्षत्रम् एतस्य बाहवः पूर्वोर्वैश्यो भगवतः पद्भ्यां शूद्रो व्यजायत पुरुषस्य of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Mukham, mouth. Brahma is the Brahmanas. Kshatram, the royal order. Etasya, of him. Bandhavaha, Bahavaha, the arms. Uru, the thighs. Vaishyaha are the mercantile man. Bhagavataha, of the personality of Godhead. Padbhyam, from his legs. Shudraha, the laborer class. Vajayata, became manifested. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace C.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. The Brahmanas represent his mouth, the Kshatriyas his arms, the Vaishyas his thighs, and the Shudras are born of his legs. Purport. All living beings are stated to be the parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord. And how they are so is explained in this verse. The four divisions of human society, namely the intelligent class, the Brahmanas, the administrative class, the Kshatriyas, the mercantile class, the Vaishyas, and the laborer class, the Shudras, are all in different parts of the body of the Lord. As such, no one is different from the Lord. The mouth of the body and the legs of the body are non-different constitutionally. But the mouth or the head of the body is qualitatively more important than the legs. At the same time, the mouth, the legs, the arms, and the thighs are all component parts of the body. These limbs of the body of the Lord are meant to serve the complete whole. The mouth is meant for speaking and eating. The arms are meant for the protection of the body. The legs are meant for carrying the body. And the waist of the body is meant for maintaining the body. The intelligent class in society, therefore, must speak on behalf of the body, as well as accept foodstuffs to satisfy the hunger of the body. The hunger of the Lord is to accept the fruits of sacrifice. The Brahmanas, or the intelligent class, must be very expert in performing such sacrifices, and the subordinate classes must join in such sacrifices. To speak for the Supreme Lord means to glorify the Lord by means of propagating the knowledge of the Lord as it is, broadcasting the factual nature of the Lord and the factual position of all other parts of the whole body. The Brahmanas, therefore, are required to know the Vedas, or the ultimate source of knowledge. Veda means knowledge, and Anta means the end of it. According to Bhagavad Gita, the Lord is the source of everything. Aham sarvasya prabhavaha. And thus, the end of all knowledge, Vedanta, is to know the Lord, to know our relationship with Him, and to act according to that relationship only. The parts of the body are related to the body. Similarly, the living being must know his relationship with the Lord. The human life is specially meant for this purpose, namely, to know the factual relationship of every living being with the Supreme Lord. Without knowing this relationship, the human life is spoiled. The intelligent class of man, the Brahmanas, are therefore especially responsible for broadcasting this knowledge of our relationship with the Lord and leading the general mass of people to the right path. The administrative class is meant for protecting the living beings so that they can serve this purpose. The mercantile class is meant for producing food grains and distributing them to the complete human society so that the whole population is given a chance to live comfortably and discharge the duties of human life. The mercantile class is also required to give protection to the cows in order to get sufficient milk and milk products, which alone can give the proper health and intelligence to maintain a civilization perfectly meant for knowledge of the ultimate truth. And the laborer class, who are neither intelligent nor powerful, can help by physical services to the other higher classes and thus be benefited by their cooperation. Therefore, the universe is a complete unit in relationship with the Lord, and without this relationship with the Lord, the whole human society is disturbed and is without any peace and prosperity. This is confirmed in the Vedas. Brahmanosya mukhamasid bahurajanyakritah. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Svam Sajivam साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकाकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरो दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरम्। Hare Krishna. So I seek blessings of all devotees so that I can speak something for glorifying Lord, for all of your pleasure and for my purification. So in today's purport, pretty long, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning about Varnashrama system. So we'll discuss 4 points, how Varnashrama system is established by Lord. Second, the problems of using Varnashram system without understanding how it was established, and then we'll discuss about how our acharyas they faced these problems, and then what was their mood in handling this. So Krishna first of all explains that in Bhagavad Gita that these chaturvarnam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagashah tasya kartaram iti ma vidyut kartaram avyayam. So Krishna is saying that the chaturvarnas are created by me based on guna and karma. Krishna doesn't say that it's based on birth. So in this verse, as all these classes of men, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, they are represented as different limbs of the Lord's body. But nowhere it is mentioned that it's by birth. So yes, Prabhupada so vividly explains that why Brahmanas are so important. They are like mouth, like head. And in this purport, Prabhupada is mentioning the purpose of head is to eat and to speak. So like to glorify the Lord, propagate the Vedic knowledge, and that way save a whole human society. So here Srila Prabhupada is mentioning that though all the parts of body are same, like components of the body, they are qualitatively different. That means head is more important than legs. Why? Because it has a higher responsibility, it has a higher function. Right? So the Varnashram system is so perfect. It is said that out of 1,000 people staying in a village, there used to be one Brahmana, 9 Kshatriyas, 90 Vaishyas, and 900 Shudras. So one Brahmana was capable of guiding 999 other people, common Brahmana, not the advanced sages actually. They could manage much more. So why so much emphasis is given on Brahmanas? Because the qualities of Brahmanas, are mentioned, like I remember in our deity room, there used to be a printout in colored page, it used to say the qualities of Brahmana actually, right? So the Brahmana was supposed to lead by example. It was not that he was a big rich person. No. If we see all the sages, their lives, they were very simple, living in a hut. It's like simple living, high thinking, So, but they were like a head. If a Brahmana was missing, like we see the whole collapse of Vedic civilization started with the fall down of a Brahmana. Shringista cursed Parikshit Maharaj, and the whole civilization started, the Kshatriyas started falling, Vaishyas, Shudras, and currently, everything is mess, right? So, though Brahmanas are given so much importance, we have to understand that it's not by birth, but it's by quality and guna. Guna, karma, vibhagashaha. So the problem happened later in Vedic civilization was they wanted to follow Varnashram Dharma, but they took birth as a basis. They forgot this guna and karma part. So yes, I'm born in a Brahmana family. I have this thread, I am a Brahmana. I may be drinking, smoking, doing all nonsense, but I'm still a Brahmana. So that created a problem, and it's like currently the Varnashram Dharma is practically extinct, but whatever, till few years back, or in some part of India, it's still there. We see that it has created such a problem. And all our acharyas, they had to face this. Some of example, yesterday was Srila Narottam Das Thakur's disappearance day. Narottam Das Thakur, he was born in a Kayastha family, but he was, such an amazing, he is actually, the incarnation of, Champaka Manjiri. From his childhood, he was so much inclined for devotional service that though he was a prince, his father was a king of, that particular place where he born, Keturi. So despite having beautiful body, all the wealth, Narottam was attracted towards Lord Chaitanya. And then it is said that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was first time trying to go to Vrindavan, he went till Kanai Natshala, and from that he came back. But while coming back, he went to river Padma near Keturi, and he said to Lord Nityananda that, I am depositing. He actually said that in Chaitanya Charitamrita. He started calling out, Narottam, Narottam. So devotees asked, who is this Narottam? Are you calling the Supreme Lord? They said, no. He said, there will be one devotee who will be taking birth, who will be, a great acharya. And he says to river Padma that, I am depositing my love of God in this river. Whenever Narottam comes, you should give him. So this Padma river, she asked, how will I understand who is Narottam? So Lord Chaitanya says that whenever he touches his feet into your waters, you will overflow. So this Narottam Das Thakur, when he was born, he goes and whenever he first time enters into Padma river, the river overflows, and then river understands, Padma river is also personality. She understands that yes, I am supposed to give the, the love of God which Lord has deposited. And then she delivers it to Narottam, and he starts exhibiting all these symptoms of pure devotee. And later he runs away from the home. The parents, they try to capture him, but still he somehow manages to go to Vrindavan. And there he very menially serves, Lokanath Goswami, from whom he was told to take an initiation. And Lokanath Goswami, he was told that he had decided, I will not initiate anybody. So when Narottam Das Thakur approached him for initiation, he said, no, I I'm thoroughly disqualified. I cannot accept anyone as a disciple. So that time, Narottam Das was so desperate to serve to be spiritual master. He was thinking means how to do that. So what he used to do was, whenever Narottam Das Thakur used to go for Lokanath Goswami used to go for his morning duties. In India that time, they used to go in open, So he used to clean that place after he was done. And then Lokanath Goswami, he saw that every day, how this place is so clean. He could not figure it out. So one day, he hid in the night. And then he saw that, Narottam Das Thakur coming and cleaning. So Lokanath Goswami immediately goes and, he catches hold of Narottam. He said, what you are doing? You are a prince. He said, no, I am just a servant. And if I cannot get initiation from you, my life is useless. So Lokanath Goswami becomes very pleased and he initiates Narottam Das Thakur. And later, Srila Jiva Goswami trains him in the scriptures. And then the trio, this three Prabhus, it is said, very famous, Narottam Das Thakur, Srinivas Acharya and Shyamanand Pandit. Yeah. So they take to the first book distribution. And Narottam Das Thakur, it is said that he preached by writing beautiful songs and singing them. So his particular kirtan style was very famous, the way he preached. And he was also credited for establishing first the deity of Lord Chaitanya. He was the one who first celebrated the Gaur Purnima festival under the direction of Janava Mata after Lord's disappearance. So this same Narottam Das Thakur, he became so famous preacher that many Brahmanas, they started taking initiation from him. And some of very great learned scholars like Ganganarayan Chakravarti, Ramchandra, Kaviraj, they all took initiation from Narottam Das Thakur. But that time, this misunderstanding about Varnashrama Dharma, the caste Brahmanas, they started protesting. They used to blaspheme Narottam Das Thakur. How you Kayastha can accept Brahmana as your disciple? Because he was born in, so-called Kayastha family. So we see that even a great Mahabhagavat, like, Nitya Siddha devotee, like Narottam Das Thakur, he had to face this, in Narottam Vilas, that is book written by Narahari Chakravarti. It is mentioned that the opposition from caste Goswamis was so intense that they used to, blaspheme Narottam Das Thakur left and right. So, one time, Narottam Das Thakur decided that, okay, I want to wind up this earthly lila. And then he just asked his disciples, okay, make a funeral pile, I want to give up my body. So, Guru's order, what can be done? So they made that, funeral pile, and then Narottam Das Thakur went and sat there 3 days in meditation and lost all his symptoms of life. So, then, as per the, rituals, after one leaves his body, we have to perform some sanskaras, anteshti. So his disciples, they were doing that. So that time also, this caste Brahmanas, they came and they started blaspheming, see, what a death this fellow has got. He deserves it, because that time it was said that Narottam Das Thakur's body became very hot. He says he deserves it because he defied the Varnashram Dharma and gave initiation even to Brahmanas. So when this, Ganganarayan Chakravarti, he heard this, his heart was paining that, these people will go to hell by blaspheming such a pure devotee. Because it is said that at least when person dies, said that when, at the end, everybody speaks a good word about him. Because it is said that soul is still lingering and he keeps that in, he is able to hear that. But this misunderstanding about, Varnashram, a Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra based on birth, it was so prevalent that time that they did not even spare a dead man. But the devotees' compassion is so intense because of intense prayer of this Ganga Narayan Chakravarti. Narottam Das Thakur gets up from his, practically, dead body. He gets up actually. And then by Lord Chaitanya's mercy, it is mentioned that his body was full effulgent and a golden thread appeared on his body automatically. So when these caste Brahmanas, they saw, they were flat. And they immediately took shelter. And Narottam Das Thakur initiated all of them, forgiving what they did. You just see, the compassionate nature of Vaishnava. So, and then later, Narottam Das Thakur went into seclusion, and that time when he heard the news about disappearance of Srinivas Acharya, he wrote this beautiful song, Jayani Lov Prema Dhana Karuna Prachur, in that separation. And then later, after some days, he asked his disciples that, okay, please take me to Ganges and pour water on me while chanting the holy name. And when they did it, his body melted into milk and it flowed in the Ganges. So the disciples, they took that, they could see whenever they were pouring water of Ganges, his body was melting, but it's order of Guru, what they can do, they had to keep doing it. And then they took that milk and Ganges water and they made a samadhi in Keturi, that is called as Dugdha Samadhi. So that was, in honor of Narottam Das Thakur, who was yesterday, was Disappearance Day. So, and Narottam Das Thakur, every day we sing, Guru Puja. That is also, his prayer to his spiritual master. So, he was such an powerful Acharya who gave so many beautiful songs, which has all the essence of philosophy. But he too has to face, this problems of misunderstanding about this Varnashrama Dharma. We come down the line, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He had to go and resolve a fight wherein there was a fight whether a Brahmana was great or a Vaishnava was great. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, that time very child, just 10 years old boy, I guess. He went and he initially glorified the Brahmanas. See, like this verse is glorifying Brahmanas actually. He says, Krishna is saying, I am his mouth, right? So there are so many passages like this. And then actually so all the Brahmanas, they were very happy. They said, yes, he's our side. And then he mentioned who actually Brahmana is. Quoting scriptures. That is not by birth. It's by activities. It's by guna, karma. And then the devotees, and then he glorified Vaishnavas, how they are far superior. And then the whole public was so jubilant, they wanted to take the Charanamrita they want to touch feet of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So that time the organizers, what they did, that they put his lotus feet in a big pool of water and they threw that water on everybody. So, and later when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur became a sannyasi, huge opposition again from caste Goswamis, caste Brahmanas. It is said that when he used to take parikrama on Govardhan, people used to throw stones on his caravan. So, because some of the preaching strategies are like, because he was knowing the essence, right? He was knowing, what Lord Chaitanya's mood and mission is. So that were, against, initiating Shudra into a Brahman Diksha. That was against the so-called Vedic scriptures, So he also faced huge oppositions. Down the line, Srila Prabhupada. Some of the disciples, they mentioned that when he was in Mayapur, some sannyasis from Gaudiya Vaishnava, they came. So Prabhupada asked them, give Charanamrut. So the sannyasi, he apologetically said that, no, I cannot take this because, they are Shudras. I cannot take anything from Shudra's hand because they are your Western disciple. So Prabhupada was hurt badly, And the later, it is said that the same sannyasi, he asked Prabhupada for some donation to build his temple. Prabhupada said, you are a first-class sannyasi, you cannot even take Charanamrut from Shudras, so I am very sure that you will not take even money from Shudra's hand. So, even Srila Prabhupada had to face this. Srila Prabhupada in Stockholm, he was giving lecture on Bhagavad Gita, 18.14. So the date is 7 September 1973. Beautiful class. Srila Prabhupada explains about this Chaturvarna, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra again, similar lines. So a person, audience, he gets up and says, so, do you want to say you are a first class man? Because you are preaching? You are talking about God? Srila Prabhupada, in such a humility, he says, no, I am a fifth class man. I am servant of all these 4 classes. Prabhupada, though Paramahamsa, he had all right to say that actually, forget about Brahmana, I am, Paramahamsa, but no. That's the mood of Vaishnava. What he said, I am a 5th class person. I am servant of all these 4 classes. And that guest, who had asked question, he said, no, that means you are a first class person. So even a, fellow like that, he could understand. So this shows that misunderstanding, Varnashrama Dharma, so beautiful, so systematic, so scientific, everything nicely arranged. But one misunderstanding, whether it is by birth or whether it is by qualities, that had created a havoc. And we see this, right? So Srila Prabhupada, he said that all of us, we should be Brahmanas, right? We should preach Krishna consciousness. But through his example, he also showed what is the mood of a devotee. It's not that once we get a second initiation, we say, yes, call me for prasad, I am a mouth of Vishnu. It's Kartik. No. Our mood is, that we'll discuss next. But before that, we'll have, so Srila Prabhupada again mentioned that it's not by birth, it's by qualities. So Srila Prabhupada gave us a Daivi Varnashram. That means, as a devotee, we are ready to do service as and when needed. So yes, in morning you may see me on altar. Means, we see some devotees like Naikatma Prabhu, he'll give Bhagavatam here. And then, after a couple of hours, he's outside, cutting the grass. So he's a Brahmana, and 2 hours later, he's doing a Shudra job. We see Mayapur Shashi Prabhu, morning he's, dressing deities, and then afternoon he's counting, dollars and pennies. So morning Brahmana, afternoon Vaishya. No, so devotees, they follow this Daivi Varnashram, wherein they are ready to do any service, whether it is a service designated for a Brahmana or Vaishya or Kshatriya or Shudra. Same, sometimes he does a Kshatriya job. In night, he guards, the property. So devotees, they follow this Daivi Varnashram. They are not concerned whether, I am now second initiated, so I won't do, cleaning of pots. No, they happily do it. So that's the proper understanding Srila Prabhupada has given in this age. And then what is the mood of devotee? Lord Chaitanya is beautifully described. What about Varnashrama? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Naham vipro na cha narapatir na api vaishyo na shudro naham varne na cha grahapatir no vanasto vraniva kintu prodyan nikhala paramananda purnam pratabdhair gopir bhartur padakamalayur das das dasanudas. So this is from CC Madhya Leela 13.80. So Srila Prabhupada translated it as, I am not a Brahmana, I am not a Kshatriya, I am not a Vaishya or a Shudra, nor am I a Brahmachari, a householder, a Vanaprastha or a Sannyasi. I identify myself only as the servant of the servant of the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna, the maintainer of the gopis. He is like an ocean of nectar, and he is the cause of universal transcendental bliss. He is always existing with brilliance. So this is devotee's mood. We see all devotees praying, want to be servant. No devotee prays, I want to be a Brahmana or a Kshatriya or Vaishya or Shudra. No. They will do all these activities in all these 4 Varnas as per need. We discussed, sometimes they will act as a Brahmana, sometimes they will act as a Shudra. Need basis, Devi Varnashram. But the mood is, how best I can serve. King Kulashekara, there is a nice prayer, he says, Majjanmanah phalamidam madhukaeta bhare mat prarthaniya madanugrahe shayeva tvad bhrutya paricharaka bhrutya bhrutyasya bhrutya iti mam smaralokanatha. So he says that Majjanmanah phalamidam madhukaeta bhare, oh killer of Madhu and Kaitaba, mat prarthaniya, I have one desire unto your lotus feet, that tvad bhrutya paricharaka bhrutya bhrutyasya bhrutya iti mam smaralokanatha. You remember me as servant of your servant. He tells 7 times in a single verse. And actually, Acharya has described that actually, Kulashekara, if you see the parampara, he was that 7th, 8th personality. So we see devotees, their mood is just to be servant. So okay, I may serve as a Brahmana or Vaishya or Kshatriya or Shudra, I am ready to do that. But the mood is of being servant. So we discussed that these verses, they are describing about Varnashram system, and Prabhupada, this purport is self-explanatory, wherein yes, all the people, they are parts of Lord, they are part of Lord, but some are qualitatively more important because they have higher responsibility. So Prabhupada mentions that about Brahmanas, and then this Varnashram system, which is so perfect, it had gone for a problematic end because it was taken that this is by birth, which is not correct. Krishna clearly says that, Janma karma cha me sorry, Guna karma vibhagasha, chaturvarnamaya system. So it's by guna and karma. So when we understand that this is by guna and karma, then this system works best, perfect. And then we see that how misunderstanding of this system has caused so much problem. We discussed about how Narottam Das Thakur had to face this, how Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur has to face this, how even Srila Prabhupada had to face this. But in all this, though we have to tell, yes, this is truth, and Brahmanas are the highest, but at the same time, the devotees don't undermine anybody, but the mood of devotees to being servant of everybody. And we saw how Srila Prabhupada answered to the person who directly asked him, that are you a first class man? So he said, no, I am servant of all floor classes. And then we also saw a prayer by Lord Chaitanya, wherein he says, I am servant of gopis. And we also saw the prayer of Kulashekara, wherein one verse is, quoting 7 times that, let me be servant of your servant. So seek your blessings that we also get, I also get this same mood. So any questions or comments? Yes. Mike? Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned among 1,000 men, one's a Brahmana. I think you said 90 are Kshatriyas. 9 are Kshatriyas, 90 are Vaishyas, and the rest are Sudras. So where's that mentioned at?
I heard in one of the lecture, but I'll try to get the exact reference. I'll get the reference and get back to you, bro. I had heard in one of the class. So, yeah. Bro, you have any... do you remember exactly where it is quoted? Okay, but yeah. I'll try to get it, bro. Maybe next time. Yeah. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. I just heard this the other day from one devotee. I've never heard this before. That Prabhupada beat that we play on Mridanga, that actually came from Narottam Das Thakur. Do you know anything about that?
No, I have not heard that. Yeah,
Okay.
might be true, but yeah.
And one more question also. Did you say Narottam Das Thakur is an incarnation of Champa Kalita?
No,
What did you say?
Champaka Manjiri. So, yeah, his question is Narottam Das Thakur in Krishna Lila, is he Champaklata, right? No, so he was Champaka Manjiri, serving under Rupa Manjiri, Champaka Manjiri. Yeah, that's clear. So, any other questions, comments? Maharaj? Okay. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.